Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome back to your Cricket Happening show today. And on this Cricket Happening show, it's the New Zealand, South Africa versus Sri Lanka. Well, Angelo Matthews did not play, so that definitely hurt their chances, no doubt about it. But South Africa went off to a very good score of 299 runs where Hashim Amla now becoming this was the third match of the ICC Champions Trophy, and as I said, this ICC Champions Trophy, it looks like is going to set a new record for the most number of centuries in a Champions Trophy, because this is the third consecutive day that we had a centurion, and it was none other than one of those wonderful classical players who is always great on the eye to watch, none other than Hashim Amla of South Africa. He scored a century and thus getting 25 centuries under his belt now in both the formats of the game. And what a player Hashim Amla is. And as far as Sri Lanka were concerned, well, the openers definitely gave them a very rollicking start, I thought, Niroshwan Dikwala and Taranga, but they could not go further, they could not carry it further, and in the end it was a 96 runs victory with Tahir coming in and polishing off the Sri Lankan batting with his bowling. So that is as far as that match is concerned. And tomorrow the D-Day is coming, and one knows it's India-Pakistan clashing tomorrow. What a match that is going to be. I mean, everybody will be waiting with bated breath to have a glimpse of each and every delivery that is bowled between India and Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan does not, looking at it, it looks like India are favourites. The reason being that, Misbah-ul-Haq, who has actually retired, unfortunately, because Misbah-ul-Haq was a sort of a real binding force for Pakistan. But now he has gone. But this India-Pakistan clash happens to be a very serious affair, whatever it be. But I can tell you one thing, that at least Pakistan would be, a bit relaxed right now, because in the World Cup, India holds the enviable record of Pakistan not beating India even a single time. But in the Champions Trophy, it is a bit different. Pakistan has beaten India in the Champions Trophy, so they can at least rest on that now. But what a match it is going to be. India-Pakistan is always like it's at the war at the center, I would say. I mean, not really, I'm not really meaning it, but basically telling that the cricket, as far as India and Pakistan in cricket is concerned, it is always a real battle out there at the center. And, it could really turn out to be a match which goes all the way down to the wire. Well, one hopes so. And all the tickets have been sold out, I'm told, at Edgbaston. And also we'll have a look at the first T20, which was played between West Indies and Afghanistan, and it was the Afghanistan really collapsed, and it was West Indies who were the victors in the first T20. But first, let's head off to Sri Lanka versus South Africa at the Kennington Oval in London and see as to what happened there. So the toss was won by Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka had no hesitation in putting the South Africans into bat first. Well, it all started off with a good bowling from the Sri Lankan bowlers, one thought. Lasith Malinga was able to hit his straps pretty quickly. Lakmal bowled a good line. Pradeep, on the other hand, was doing well. And I thought it was a very good bowling effort on the part of the Sri Lankan opening bowlers to really keep the South African openers very quiet. I mean, they could add only 44 runs for the first wicket, and then finally the first wicket was taken in the 13th over. In fact, Amla scored his first boundary only in the 10th over, so that will give you a feeling as to how tight the Sri Lankan bowling was. And once that was done, so after Sri Lankan bowlers had really done a good job after winning the toss, it was the first wicket to go was Quinton de Kock, who actually was caught behind by Dikwala of the bowling of Nuwan Pradeep for 23 of 42 deliveries with 2 fours. Du Plessis joined in Hashim Amla, and from 44 for 1, there was definitely a change in direction for South Africa as Hashim Amla was getting into his groove in his classical mold. Du Plessis, as you know, he's also a very good player, a serious player at that, and both actually started getting runs at a very good clip, I thought, because they were there for 21 overs. But this partnership was so vital that they had added almost 135 very good runs, which was very good to see. Hashim Amla, well, he was someone, as you know, he's a classical player, and as I said, he's a great player to watch. I mean, it's a great player to watch on the eye as far as Amla is concerned, because he really has a great style about his batting. Du Plessis, on the other hand, was also doing a good job, and Hashim Amla and Du Plessis pushed the score on to 189, and that was the time Nuwan Pradeep, who provided the breakthrough earlier of de Kock, also disturbed this particular second wicket stand by getting the wicket of Du Plessis after Du Plessis had made 75 of 70 deliveries with 6 fours. After that, A.B. de Villiers was dismissed very cheaply, Sekugye Prasanna taking his wicket for 4 of as many balls. David Miller came in and joined Hashim Amla, and David Miller, after making 18 of 22 balls, 1 4 and 1 6, perished to the bowling of Suranga Lakmal. Now, as far as Hashim Amla was concerned, he hit 2 majestic sixes into the crowd. One was at the bowling of Sekugye Prasanna, and the other was Ganartne. And I can tell you I'll tell you something later, very important thing. Hashim Amla was really looking so elegant in his knock, and he went on to his 25th ODI century. His 25th ODI century, not only did he join the greats like Ricky Ponting, Sachin Tendulkar, Kumar Sangakkara of Sri Lanka, who have 25 centuries in both the formats of the game, and Hashim Amla, as you know, one knows there is a stamp of greatness about this player, Hashim Amla of South Africa, and he really stamped it with his 25th ODI century. And he is also one now who holds the record of 25 centuries in both the formats of the game, Tests and ODIs. And after that, David Miller was a victim of the bowling of Lakmal for 18 of 22 balls, and Hashim Amla was doing it, and the way he was playing his spinners was a treat to watch as to how he was using his feet, with twinkling feet he was hitting the bowlers. And Hashim Amla, after contributing 103 of 115 balls, 5 fours and 2 sixes, was run out by a Mendes-Dikwala combination, and Morris was run out for 20 of 19 balls with 3 fours. Dumini was the one who pasted 38, and I thought the bowling from the Sri Lankans at the death was very good. Malinga bowled a very good penultimate over, conceding just 2 runs, and then Nuwan Pradeep was doing well till the 4 balls, but the next 2 balls disappeared for a 4 and a 6, and in the process South Africa ended up with 299 for 6 of their 50 overs. Dumini pasting an unbeaten 38 of 20 deliveries, 5 fours and 1 6. Parnell was not out on 7 of 8 balls. 299 was a pretty good score on a surface which definitely one could say it was a very slow surface. So to get 299 on this track really took something, and I thought South Africa had that, which was spurred on by Hashim Amla's 25th century. Now, looking at the bowling, Malinga 10 overs no made and none for 57. Lakmal 10 overs 1 for 55. Pradeep 10 overs no made and 2 for 54. But look at that spinners, of whom heavy toll was taken by the South African batsmen by Hashim Amla, Du Plessis and Dumini. Gunaratne, 10 overs, the off spinner, was slammed for 64 runs without a wicket to his name. Sekugye Prasanna got hit to the tune of 72 runs of his 10 overs with 1 wicket. So that happened to be a weak link for Sri Lanka, as runs really cascaded, almost like 150 runs has been coming, not close to 150 runs has been scored of the spinners. So definitely that was an important statistic one has to note that the spinners were the ones who came in for some severe tap from the South African batsmen. As far as the Sri Lankan chase was concerned, Niroshan Dickwala and Taranga started off the chase, especially Niroshan Dickwala, who was flitting outside the crease. He was really, he was moving to the likes of Rabada, Parnell. He was making life difficult for the bowlers as he was trying to put them offline by keeping on moving at the crease. And he was doing well. And Niroshan Dickwala, I've already said that he's an unorthodox player and he can really confuse the bowler as well. And that's what we precisely saw, as Dickwala was the one who gave the real impetus to the innings with a very punchy knock, I would say. And anyway, any time which was bowled on the off stump, he was quick to latch onto it and send it into the leg side. So basically, he was keeping a good eye on the ball and was still able to get the ball to the boundary. And I thought that really set the trend. And Upal Taranga was also not far behind, playing some very good strokes, as this opening partnership added 69 runs, and they were absolutely they were with the run rate. They were taking good advantage of the power play, which was good to see, as Dickwala and Taranga added 69 runs. But then Mone Morkel was the one who was playing, who actually picked up that important wicket of this dangerous Dickwala, when Dickwala was caught by Parnell of the bowling mark of 41 of 33 deliveries, 5 fours and 1 6. After that, Kushal Mendes could not do much. Morris picked up his wicket for 11 of 10 balls with 2 fours. It was Upal Taranga who was in the middle at that time. But Chandimal was unfortunately run out for 12. A very good throw from A.B. de Villiers as he was gone for 12 of 21 deliveries, 1 4. Now that was the time, 116 for 3 in the 18th over, and this was the time there was the introduction of Imran Tahir, the right arm leggy, and that was the right time to introduce him. And Imran Tahir definitely did not disappoint his skipper. First he got rid of Kapagadra with a wonderful googly. Kapagadra was gone. LBW bowled Imran Tahir for a duck of the very first ball he faced. The next to go was Upal Taranga, who actually holed out. He tried to have a go at Imran Tahir, and in the process Miller picking up the catch. He was gone for 57 of 69 deliveries, 6 fours. So that made it 146 for 5 at the halfway mark, with 2 new batsmen at the crease, Kushal Perera and it was Kushal Perera and Asela Gunaratne. Now Asela Gunaratne, as promised much, so one definitely had hope on him, but Imran Tahir quashed all those hopes as he picked up the most important wicket, I would say, because he's a dangerous bloke, as we have seen in Australia. And Asela Gunaratne was caught by Parnell of the bowling Imran Tahir for 4, and it was Tahir on a definite roll here as he picked up that wicket. And Sekugye Prasanna came in, another good blaster of the ball. He also hit 1 6 as well, but and that was at the other end it was Pereira at the end, and Pereira was there, so that was a sole hope for Sri Lanka. But Sekugye Prasanna also succumbed to the bowling of Chris Morris, when Chris Morris had him LBW for 13 of 20 deliveries with 1 6. But after that, things were looking pretty bleak, 191 for 7. But they still had Pereira at the crease. But the problem for Pereira was that he was running out of partners. Lakmal was run out for naught. Malinga got his stumps cleaned up by Rabada for 1. Nuwan Pradeep was the last man to go out to the bowling. Imran Tahir getting the 4th wicket. He was gone for 5, leaving Kushal Perera not out on 44 of 66 deliveries with 5 fours. And the game was over. The Sri Lankans were bowled out for 203, and thus South Africa ending up victors by 96 runs and starting that campaign of the ICC Champions Trophy 2017 on the best note. As far as the bowling is concerned from the South Africans, Rabada 8 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 46. Parnell 10 overs, none for 54. Mone Morkel 6 overs, 1 for 31. Morris 2 for 32, but the pick of the bowlers, Imran Tahir, the man of the match. 7 overs, no maiden, 8.3 overs, no maiden, 27 runs and 4 wickets. Divini 2 overs for 7, and it was all over. So South Africa starting their campaign on a very good note here. with this very good win by 96 runs against Sri Lanka. So that is as far as so. But let's leave from here and let's look forward to the fourth match of the ICC Champions Trophy coming up. And I can say it's real battle out at the center. It's an India-Pakistan game, and an India-Pakistan game, as you all know, wherever it is played, it comes with lots of fervor. That is, the excitement will hit fever pitch and sparks will fly. And that's what I could precisely say, because any India-Pakistan match is absolutely serious stuff. And that is going to be enacted tomorrow, and what a game that is going to be. And also we know that India and Pakistan are not having much exchanges in the recent past, barring the World Cup. That's the only time they actually get to play. So all the more interesting. But let's talk about Pakistan. Now Pakistan, I have a sincere feeling that Pakistan, without the likes of Misbah-ul-Haq and Yunus Khan, I thought the Pakistan batting is looking a bit brittle, even though they have some experience in the form of Mohammad Hafiz and Shoaib Malik. But I have to say that Misbah-ul-Haq, I thought, was the binding force. Anytime the chips were down, this was the captain. It was Pakistan captain Misbah-ul-Haq who was actually entrenching himself in those conditions and seeing to it that he first pulled the Pakistan wood out of the fire, and then he used to go after the bowling. But that is something which Pakistan is definitely missing, and I thought that is a big thing. And so definitely, probably they might get somebody like Misbah-ul-Haq in the future, but going by that particular aspect, I would probably put India as favourites against Pakistan tomorrow. As Shahid Afridi has also said the same. Shahid Afridi has already said that he feels that India are the favourites against Pakistan. But nevertheless, Pakistan have the opening pair of Azhar Ali and Ahmed Shahzad. Now Azhar Ali has to probably play the role that Misbah-ul-Haq was playing, because Azhar Ali normally is not a dasher. He's the one who can actually hold the innings, and he can probably play even the 50 overs. But Azhar Ali, there will be a lot of onus on Azhar Ali, no doubt about it. So Azhar Ali and Ahmed Shahzad, the aggressive opening batsmen, they would be opening the innings. Babar Azam is a talent one has seen that is very successful in ODIs. He has got a lot of centuries under his belt. The experience would be coming from Mohammad Hafiz, and I think a lot will hinge on this particular pair of Hafiz and Shoaib Malik as to how they carry the Pakistan innings along. Sarfraz Ahmed, the captain and the wicketkeeper himself, is an aggressive bloke. He likes to go really hard at the bowlers, and that will be interesting to see. Ahmed Wazim, but watch out for this new bloke, as I said, Fahim Ashraf, who really clattered the Bangladeshi bowling to all parts of the field in a terrific assault, where he hit 64 runs of just 30 deliveries to take them to victory in a very high scoring match. He hit, if I'm not wrong, he hit 4 sixes and 4 boundaries. But what is good about Fahim Ashraf is that he hits the ball straight, and any person who actually likes to play straight, for me, is a very dangerous customer. So probably Fahim Ashraf is definitely going to play, I reckon, and he will also bowl his medium pace as well. So Fahim Ashraf is a player to watch tomorrow for Pakistan. Mohammad, and he comes in at number 8. So whether the think tank would be prompted to probably bring Fahim Ashraf ahead of Ahmed Wazim tomorrow, that will be interesting to watch. And then the bowling will be in the hands of Mohammad Amir, and whether it is going to be Wahab Riaz, or I would rather say that Junaid Khan is someone who has good knowledge of English conditions. He has played in the English county leagues. So I would rather plump for a Mohammad Amir, Wahab Riaz and Junaid Khan combination. Hassan Ali has also been named, but I would say the toss-up should be between. I would rather say Hassan. I would rather say Mohammad Amir, Wahab Riaz and Junaid Khan should definitely be there. Hassan Ali probably could be the 12th man. But anyways, that is for Pakistan to decide. That is my take of the whole story. As far as the Indian team is concerned, for India, well, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan, the very trusted opening combination in ODIs. Virat Kohli is just getting into form, as IPL has not been so good for him. And there has been a bit of thing which Virat Kohli has already cleared, that there are no differences between him or the coach, because it's just that the Indian coach Anil Kumble's tenure is coming to an end. India is looking out for a new coach. Yuvraj Singh would be expected, and one would expect Dhoni to come up the order now. He has no pressure, so I would love Dhoni to probably come in at number 4 with Yuvraj Singh slotted in next, and then they have the Kedar Jadhav, then the all-rounder Hardik Pandya, who is a serious customer, Ravindra Jadeja, another all-rounder. They have Ravichandran Ashwin. The bowling looks pretty sharp. Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami. Now it will be interesting to see as to what combination they go with. Because Ashwin and Jadeja, so it would probably be one person who could be missing out. Now who could that be? Whether it could be Umesh Yadav, but one does not know. One has to wait and watch. So that is a sort of a conundrum for India as to who to drop. But I think this India-Pakistan match is going to be a real cracker. There's no doubt about it. But I'm afraid, dear fans and subscribers, the forecast is not good, and that is not one needs. As you know, the Australia-New Zealand game was truncated, was suspended, and that is the place where this match is going to be played. I'm also told that the initial forecast is for showers in the morning and afternoon, but that seems to have improved. So probably the news is looking a bit refreshing here. And also, just before I go, I can just say a word that West Indies actually won the first T20 against Afghanistan yesterday. Afghanistan were 110 all out. They didn't put up a good show. They recovered very well, 58 for 8, thanks to the batting of Adil Rashid, who compiled his career best ODI score of 33. And then it was left to the West Indies, and West Indies actually breezed along very well as far as that particular match was concerned. They won the match by 6 wickets. Well, due to shortage of time, it's about time for me to pull the curtain down on this Cricket Happening show for today by bidding you all a very, very goodbye. But keep an eye tomorrow on Cricket Happenings. It's India versus Pakistan at Edgbaston in the ICC Champions Trophy 2017. Thank you, and have a great day, dear friends and subscribers. Thank you.